Today I have the keys to the 2020 Cadillac CT5 Sport. Huge shout out to Randy, Marion Cadillac for providing this sedan for me today. Definitely check out their website. That will be down in the description. This model here is finished off in wave metallic. It's a very beautiful color in person. And this model also has an MSRP just over $45,000. Let's go ahead and jump into today's review by starting up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. This is paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission. It produces 237 horsepower, around 5,000 RPM, and 258 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,500 RPM. This model here is rear-wheel drive. This weighs 3,400 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in the mid 6-second range up to its top speed of 145 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 17.4 gallons, you'll expect to see around 23 miles per gallon in the city and 32 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 116 inches. Its overall length is 193.8. It has a width of 74.1 and a height of 57.2 inches. With all those specs out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the exterior walk-around on the CT5. I'm going to start up front here, and one thing that I really like about the bodywork and what separates this from the CT4 is the fact that the LED DRLs are split with the bodywork there. You'll notice that the turn signal is the lower section when you have that on, and then the DRL stays lit on the upper section. This also has LED headlights too, and I really like how sleek they are, and they kind of protrude backwards into the vehicle, which is really nice to see. And then being the Sport, this comes with black accents. You'll see that running throughout the entire front, especially in the upper grille there. Really nice design in the mesh too to provide maximum cooling to that engine. You have the Cadillac badge right in the center. And then one thing that I really like, it might be hard to show on camera, but there's a line that goes down the center of the grille. You'll notice it lines up perfectly with the line that goes down the center of the hood, and it protrudes outward away from the vehicle just a little bit, giving you that nice V shape, which is a really nice design to see. There's more black mesh in the lower section of the grille along with some more black trim, and you'll see that on both sides. I think it gives it a really nice look, especially against this exterior color. And then on the lower section of the grille, you'll see a nice brushed trim piece, more gloss black on the top section, and then very clean lines run down the hood. I think everything is pieced together nicely. It gives it a sporty yet classy look at the same time. And now making our way to the side profile, you'll see a really nice set of 19-inch wheels with a multi-spoke pattern. Just behind that, Cadillac is spelled out on the brake caliper, which is a nice touch to see. Of course, this has body-colored side mirrors. They feature the integrated turn signal and they are power folding. Up top, this has a full sunroof, and then you'll see more of those black accents running across the side. We have blacked out trim around the windows. It's down below on the lower side skirt, and then you'll also notice it on the side of the rear bumper. I think it has a really nice side profile design, very sleek lines as you saw from the front, and there's really nice contoured lines in the lower section. You'll see one right there running from the front wheel all the way to the back tire. And then finishing up in the rear, you'll see this has a trunk mounted spoiler. The third brake light is on the upper section of the rear glass. There's also a light in the middle section of the bumper. This has a backup camera with parking sensors integrated throughout this bumper as well. This also has LED taillights and LED turn signals. They have a really nice design, and I like the housings have a nice dark finish to them. And then down below, you'll see more of that gloss black trim with a body colored section right in the middle. I think that is a really nice attention to detail. And then on both sides of that, we have the dual exhaust. Now it's time to go ahead and take a look at the interior on the CT5. Before we jump inside though, I'm going to go ahead and lock the vehicle, double tap on this button down below. This has remote start, which is a really cool feature to see. And then with the vehicle locked, of course, the key in my pocket, all you have to do is walk up to the vehicle, place your hand on the back side of the door handle, and you'll pull on this tab, and that will of course unlock the door for you. On the outside of the door handle as well, you can lock the vehicle just by pushing on the Cadillac badge. Moving on to the door panel now, you'll see it's finished off in jet black. This is a really nice leather, along with the beautiful stitching that runs along the armrest. Up top, there's carbon fiber and another trim piece surrounding that. We have the release handle along with lock and unlock. Just underneath that is all the memory seating adjustments, along with the window and power mirror adjustments. You have the trunk release down below, along with a little bit of storage space, and then one of the 15 speakers that's in this model. If we move on to the door sill now, you'll see the Cadillac emblem down below, and now we can go ahead and take a look at these black leather seats. We have more of that same stitching running down the bolsters. It's up on the headrest as well. These seats are heated. They have a multiple way power adjustability to them, and you can even move the forward portion of the seat just by pulling on that tab. Moving on to the steering wheel now, you'll see it's finished off in solid and perforated leather. Has really nice notches on both sides for good hand support. You'll see on the back side we have these steering wheel mounted paddle shifters that have a very nice finish to them. And then moving on to all of these controls. Over on the right side, you'll see volume for the radio, along with your favorites that you can scroll through. Then there's also a rotary dial and some arrows. We can look at a lot of information in this gauge cluster. You can see right now we're on the trip information. So you can see that along with your fuel range. You have your oil life, your TPMS, and some other information to look at, along with your driver assistance. You can scroll over to your music when you have that on and running, along with the navigation and your phone. And then the last setting is some settings that you can go through just to configure everything the way that you would like to. And then over on the left side of the steering wheel, we have your voice commands along with Bluetooth. You have all of your cruise control settings along with the heated steering wheel button and your distance pacing, so you can adjust that. And then just taking another look at the gauge cluster, you'll see the tach on the left side along with the fuel, and then the speedometer and engine temperature are over on the right side. And then looking at the left side of the steering wheel, there's a small storage bin along with a dimmer switch for the gauges. There's the electronic parking brake and one air vent. You'll see there's leather up on the dash along with more of that stitching and one speaker. And then right in the center, we have the 10-inch screen. There's a lot of information that you can go through on this touchscreen system. You have your audio, phone, your settings, your Android Auto, and apps. You can swipe on the screen, look at My Cadillac, go into the climate controls, and easily adjust all of those. This does have a dual zone climate system, so you have driver and passenger with the fan speed right in the center, where you'd like the air to go, and some other controls. If I hit on the home button, we'll come back to this screen, and I can swipe all the way over now, and you'll see a split screen design with your music on one side, you have your phone on the other, and then where the AC is down below. There's also some shortcuts down below to your phone and music if you'd like to. You'll also notice that the screen is tilted upward, so it makes it look very large, and you can easily read all of this information. Just below that, there's a button for home, so you can get back to there if you'd like to. And then you have power and volume for the radio, and you can also use this button to go through all of the information if you'd like to as well. And there's a really nice trim piece that surrounds those three buttons, separating two of the air vents from that upper screen. And then down below, you'll see a lot of toggle switches here for your recirc and AC. You have the temperature right in the center. It will also pop up on the upper screen. So if you're not in the climate control setting in the upper screen, you have a small LCD screen to read down below, which is a really nice feature to see. Along with the fan speed in the middle, you have where you'd like the air to go, and then on and off. And then you'll see the controls for the heated seats, along with the parking sensors and the hazards right in the middle. This also features a wireless charging pad, so you can place your phone there. You have a little bit more storage space to the left of that. And then we have the auto hold assist along with the engine start stop feature and traction control. And then just by pushing on these mode buttons, you can go between snow and ice, sport, tour, and a my mode. So it's really nice how you can configure that. You'll also notice more carbon fiber trim surrounding all of these controls. It gives it a very nice look. On the right side, there are two cup holders that you can open up. And then right in the middle, you can also control that screen by using all of these. So there's a rotary dial in the center to go through all of that information. You have a home and back button, and then shortcuts to your phone, music, and then you also have volume for the radio and tuning between the stations. And then last up, talking about the shifter, just by pulling the release on the left side, we can go all the way up into reverse. You will see the backup camera up here. It has a large screen with the guidelines, so it's very easy to see everything behind you. You can also shut those lines off if you'd like to. And then we can go all the way back into drive. If we go into drive one more time, that allows us to use these steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, and you will see that gear appear in the gauge cluster as well. And then you can just push the P on the top and put it into park. And then making our way to the center armrest, you'll see it's finished off in leather and more of that stitching. There's also another phone holder on the right side. So if we go ahead and use this button on the left side to open this up, you can place your phone there and gain access to it by opening this up, which is really nice to have two designated phone holders for your front seat passengers. You'll see there's a good amount of storage space along with a 12 volt and some other auxiliaries. And then making our way to the glove box now, there's definitely a lot of room for all of your items to go there. We'll go ahead and take one last look at these leather seats. And then as I mentioned earlier, this has a full panoramic sunroof. It is split in the center, so you have your rear passengers and your front passengers here, along with all those controls. You can open up the sunshade, of course, and tilt it, close both of those shades, and you also have your OnStar controls, along with the dome lights. Hopping into the back seats now of the CT5, I'm gonna start with the amount of space that is back here. At 5'10", I have the front seat set at my height, and I have a good amount of room for my feet. You can see there's a lot of inches in front of my knees. And then I love that the headliner actually goes up. So I have about 2 inches above my head, and I can be nice and comfortable and relaxed in the back seats. Right in the center, we do have an adjustable armrest here with two cup holders right in the middle of it. And then behind the center console up front, there are two air vents along with a 12 volt and a USB port. There's also some storage behind both of the front seats if you need to use that. and then you get more of that carbon fiber in the back. I think that's a really nice attention to detail. The back seats also have a 60-40 split to them, so if I pull this latch right next to the headrest, I can go ahead and fold this flat, giving you a lot more space into the trunk area there, just to make it a little more versatile. And last up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the trunk storage space. I'm just gonna use the button up underneath the Cadillac emblem there, and this will of course open up. You'll see there's a lot of space with the back seats up. This trunk is pretty deep, so you can put in a lot of items if you'd like to. You'll notice up underneath the floor, there's some hidden storage space if you want to throw any items there. There's also a small bin on the right side. And then with the back seats folded down, you can put in a lot more items if you need to, making it a lot more versatile, which is nice to see. All right, so getting the 2020 Cadillac CT5 out on the road now. This has been a really cool sedan to check out. I really love this blue exterior color. With all of the black accents, it just makes it pop, and I think it's a really nice spec. Of course, the Sport gives you all of those black accents, so I really like that. But now, just putting a couple miles on this so far, I think my second favorite feature is these seats. They are incredibly comfortable. I love this bolstering support. It almost feels like they have a pillow on the inside. They hug me well. They are very form-fitting, and you can get these dialed into your comfort. So I really like that aspect to it, and the headrests are super comfortable as well. But now, just sitting at a stoplight here for a second, let's go ahead and talk about the visibility. It's very easy to see all around. Over my left and right shoulder, there is a ton of glass. So I have no complaints with any blind spots or anything like that. The pillars are easy to see around, and I love the shape and design of these side mirrors. They have a very sleek design to them with a cutout on the bottom right corner or bottom left corner of each one, and it gives you a really good visual as to what's behind you on your sides, of course. And then you have this large screen in the middle with the backup camera. So very easy to see in all directions. Let's go ahead and test out this 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it into manual mode. We're gonna go all the way down to second gear and just give it a little bit of gas here. And we're up to speed just like that. You really don't feel any of the shifts, so that's really cool. It gives you a very comfortable, luxurious ride almost all the way up to 8th gear there. And then even on the downshifts, coming around a sharp right turn, go down to second again. Really no body roll. Very impressive how it handled those quick twisties there that I could throw at it for the day. So very impressed with that. It's going to be fine getting up into traffic, especially on the highway, merging or passing, things like that. You definitely have plenty of power. And the fact that it gets really good gas mileage, it's a win-win. So I have no complaints with that. But talking about all of the materials on the interior now, it's a very premium feeling layout. I love the carbon fiber. We have some really nice trim pieces all around and gloss black. And then, like I said, the screen right in the center is very large. I love the angle of it too, and it's still within reach of me. So it's really nice how this layout is with all the information that you have. You have the controls down below and a lot of storage space on the interior between what's in the center here and the glove box. And the fact that the rear seats do fold down gives you a lot more storage space. So I can't complain with anything on the interior. I love this steering wheel. It has really good grips on both sides, which is definitely a plus. Gives you really good access to those paddle shifters on the backside. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2020 Cadillac CT5 Sport. Once again, huge shout out to Randy, Marion, Cadillac for providing this sedan for me today. Definitely check out their website. That will be down in the description. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button if you want to see more of our uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next video.